Hello everybody, my name is Aud and welcome back to the Aud Narrations channel, a place where we read and react to interesting Reddit stories. Today on Aud Narrations, the first story I'll be reading today is titled My Fiance, 29 female, done with me, male 30, because she thought I was acting irrational. My worries were confirmed as valid today. As always, if you appreciate these videos, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, that way you won't miss the latest upload. Alrighty, let's make a start. The post reads, me, male 30, and my fiance, female 29, were love-struck when we found each other, together over 2.5 years. She got out of an abusive relationship, which traumatized her because he essayed her while she was in progress of moving out. He's in prison, by the way. She clung to me and loved me as I essentially agreed that we should move in together, as we were both needing to leave our prior residences at the time. The first year was amazing, and I promised her on her anniversary that if we were still together next year, then I'd propose. The year went by and sure enough, I proposed and she happily accepted. She had a son from the man in her abusive relationship, who I took on as my own, reading stories, diaper shopping, babysitting. I encouraged her to go back to school so that she could finish up her bachelor's, which she was in the process of doing. The sooner she could graduate, the quicker we could get married because I didn't want to disrupt her financial aid. Then of course, what I'm gathering is common unfortunately, she met a male classmate of hers. Now at first, she only mentioned him in passing because we share the same name. Then, the semester rolls around and they're planning each other's schedules to line up. I'm not worried, and am in fact happy that she found a new friend since her trust issues skyrocketed after the essay. But worries began each and every day she'd constantly talk about him. I was concerned, but was told that he's bisexual and likes to dress in women's clothes. Admittedly, I was relieved a little, but residue of worry still remained. Roll around to the next semester, and they have to go on a required field trip. She drives, but takes her male friend along with her and a few others. I'm left alone, suddenly, and after the first day, something within me set off an alarm. Nothing evident, but in my heart I was disturbed for some reason. I started checking up on her, and she gets back to me every couple hours or so. By the time her trip is over and she returns home, she comes home with a plushie which she said she bought herself. She's elated, not in a way where she's glad to be home, but instead she had a boost in spirits. My anxiety got the best of me, and I asked her if she had any feelings towards her friend. She says no, and the classic, he's just a friend. And she's into the masculine guys, me I guess, and not feminine. My worries subside a little, but after a month I check her phone. She's got Snapchat, something she never had before. She says she just likes the filters, but guess who her #1 texter is? I grow more concerned. Now she's changing her style, sending him pictures, none of which I got, by the way, and starts going over to his place with friends, not sure if there were any. But I told her to be back by 9 and she flips asking me if I want to come just to show me that there's nothing going on. I just let her go and say, it'd be safe if you got home before dark. She comes home an hour later and says that he and his love interest, although I'm not sure if there was any, are hitting it off. I shrug and say, cool. The weeks progressed and they're texting more and more. She's coming home later from school while I'm babysitting, and I found out on her phone she's having lunch with this guy every day and he's sending her goodnight texts. Also, for her birthday, he got her stockings and a dress. They frequently talk about sex items, but our love life is great and rocking. However, she's lost all want to cuddle and goes straight to bed. By now, I'm having panic attacks on my drive home. I start working out to relieve the stress, but it does nothing. The guy is invited to her son's birthday party, and while I'm talking with her folks and cooking, she's off with him talking. Before I leave the party to pack up, she tells me bye while the two are left alone. In my head, I believe men and women can be friends, but I'm weighed down by the worry every day. We re-sign our lease after I asked her if everything is okay, and she confirms yes, but school has been stressing her so she's not as available as she can be for me. Cut to her one day being very agitated. I assume it's from school. I go out shopping and come home and, like she always does, as soon as I show up she puts her phone down. I go out back to feed the dog and by the time I come in I see hearts on her phone, or what I thought were hearts, and ask her what was that. She begrudgingly tosses her phone, her password changed by the way, and I say, you can tell me the truth, I don't want to search on my own. And she says forget it and says she needs some time to give her son a bath. By the time it's done she sits me down and says, I'm thinking about calling it. I was distraught with tears, left for the weekend to my folks and come back after, and she's waiting and says to me in short, you need someone who can give you more attention. And then she leaves to pick up her son. From there on, we're moving out. I sleep on the couch and guess who's packing her things? Her male friend. She blames me for not helping, even though I offered, and I try to leave everything as amicable as I can since her trauma from the last time she dumped someone. I get the dog, she keeps her kid, and she offers to let me say bye, which I do and give him a hug. After that, we only talk about the dog for a few weeks and then I cut contact completely. Now, 4 months later, I see, to no surprise, that she's in a relationship with the guy. I'm not even jealous of him. He's super young, eyes narrow as fuck, and when he thought he was having heart palpitations while helping her pack her things, I check his heart rate, I'm a former EMT, and he's okay. The only thing I hate about the guy is he knew we were in a relationship and still made an effort to attract my ex. As for her, I've gone from sadness to anger and now simply put pity. Come to realise that she's the one that's fucked in the head, deflecting everything towards her trauma. I pity her son, which I still love, and her family is awesome and are still friends with me on Facebook, but now I feel scarred. I want to date again, eventually. However, now I feel like my guard is going to be up for every relationship now, since I truly thought there was no way she could ever do something like what she did. I felt like I won the lottery with her, and now I'm alone feeling like I overreacted. Even though logically, the signs were there, but I could never perceive why. Was I too messy, ugly, selfish, paranoid even? It matters not now. I just want to be the best going forward as I've found a new work, a new place, and I'm losing weight and getting fitter. That gym bro grind. I know now what to look for, but going forward I feel any relationship where she has a male friend after our relationship is going to be a red flag for me. I have an appointment coming soon for therapy to resolve these issues and looking at the dating market now. Prospects and hopes are abysmal and next to none. Sorry for the essay, but TLDR, I gave my girlfriend trust and she threw it back in my face and betrayed me, confirming my worst worries, and I feel scarred by it. Whoa, this is a tough one. Yeah, it's a really tough one. Obviously, you've given someone a chance who's had a bit of a tumultuous past, and I guess over time things have drifted and they've kind of gone behind your back. Maybe not physically, given it's 4 months later, maybe it was just an emotional affair and she sort of just drifted apart. It's a really tricky situation, but I completely understand how this would have lasting effects on you, OP. You are doing the right things though, of moving away, getting a new start, going to the gym, sort of redefining who you are, independent of the relationship. And then, yeah, I think when you are ready, have a go at dating again. Obviously, it's not all people are like this. Obviously, you're not. And so, yeah, if you made it this far in the video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much. Alrighty, let's have a look what the community says. Someone's left a comment saying, before I finished it, when I got to the part where she was leaving an abusive relationship and you moved her in, I was already thinking she's using you as a tree to later monkey branch on. She just kept disrespecting you from there on. Don't keep white knighting these kinds of women. No good deed goes unpunished. And as the saying goes, hurt people hurt people. OP replied saying, I would agree with you, but she'd already broken up with the guy 3 months prior. We were dating before he SA'd her. My lease was up and I was looking for a place before she got her own notice. I was the one who suggested the move-in, and she was even hesitant at first, but as our relationship progressed, she got more open to the idea, and that's why I didn't think she was using me, at least at the start, and even with my rose-tinted glasses off, I still don't think that's the case. She can provide for herself, it was just a matter of convenience for both of us. I only became the main provider a year after our relationship, but I do agree her people can act obtuse after being in something traumatizing. I just didn't see it for the first couple of years. Hard learning experience. Someone replied saying, I'll say what I forgot to say. She's still a shit person for cheating on you. There's no mental illness on earth, not necessarily saying that's her problem, that excuses someone's terrible behavior. Her behavior towards you was nothing but disgusting and terrible. But back to what you said, 3 months for people in her original SA situation is not enough. It should have been years before you got with her, not months. She should have gotten on her own and sorted herself and worked on herself first. And with therapy, especially, I guess. I'm not being an asshole or harsh. I've dated women with mental illnesses before. You can't help women who won't help themselves. Hurt people, hurt people. It's true more than you think about it. One thing I'll do next time, which I'll say to you too, is never tolerate disrespect again. Never second guess it. Excuse it or hope it'll go away. Put your foot down and call the terrible behavior out right away. If you want to act single and carry on being an asshole, then we're done. Simple as that. And they write an edit. I stand by what I said. She used you as a safe place. Maybe I agree with that last bit, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to do that. Someone replied saying, too soon. You can keep helping people in distress, but keep away from the intimate relationship with them. At the beginning, they make you feel like you're their savior, but then they see you as somebody they don't need. Take your time to reflect why you engage in this complicated relationship. Find somebody healthier, more intelligent, and somebody that encourages you to do better, or you feel both of you are at the same level. There's a saying or proverb, I don't know where I've heard it, but it's like the first thing a blind man whose vision is cured does is throw away the stick. And I think OP in this scenario was probably the stick. Tricky. Someone else left a comment saying, hard lesson learned OP. I think she used you until someone else gave her attention. She was desperate for a place to land after the last relationship, and you filled the bill. Don't beat yourself up over this. The new guy's shine and glow will wear off, and she'll bounce to someone else. In time, she may realize you were the good one that got away. But she blew that, not you. Her son is the one who will suffer the most. The kid will not have a positive role model for early age development. Take your time with the next woman that comes along. No need to rush. You know what red flags to look for now, and you have good head on your shoulders. Take care of yourself, OP. OP replied saying, thank you. Someone else has left a comment saying, I'm so sorry this happened to you. You seem like a really great guy. Someone else left another comment saying, the new guy sounds a bit odd, and I'm not sure if she's getting what she thinks she's getting. According to her family, you will always be the catch. Now that this guy has her, let's see how fast it is before he gets bored of her. I think she was cheating on you towards the end of your relationship and monkey branched on the way out. She needs to fix her picker. This guy has no prize, but she's not your problem anymore. Here's a great site that teaches you about boundaries and cheaters, chumplady.com. It's great that you didn't marry her. Sorry, that's chumplady.com. If you just Google it, you'll find it really easily. It's great that you didn't marry her. You don't have to split any assets, and she's not wasting your time. Never let her back into your life, because she will cheat again. She has no moral center, no guilt, and can spin a great story. Now fix your picker. And they leave a link, which I'll try and remember to put in the description, but to chumplady.com/fix-picker-tips. And they write, here are my improved picker tips. Do not rescue anyone. Healthy people don't need rescuing. They pay their bills, they function like adults, and they manage their crises. Sure, everyone has bad luck sometimes. We can all use a helping hand on a rare occasion. But how people meet the challenges in their life says a lot about them. Good people do not presume. If they lounge around on fainting sofas waiting to have their brow mopped while you bring them a hot toddy and your checkbook, steer clear. Do not settle for lopsided arrangements. You need a partner, a friend, not a project. Healthy relationships are based on reciprocity. Don't do for someone that they wouldn't do for you. And don't presume reciprocity. Oh, of course they would. Watch what they do. Do they pick up the check? Would they hurry to do for you like you do for them? Do they get pleasure from giving to you? Or is it all about them? I see a lot of straight men fall for this. They want to be a caretaker, feel needed and powerful, and are flattered by the apparent helplessness. Choose a competent person with a job and their own money. Find an equal. Women fall for the caretaker role too. They jump in as mommy and polish the jerk up. And then find them employment, manage their life. Don't do this. Healthy people aren't looking for parents and life coaches. That's not your job, okay? Your job is girlfriend or boyfriend, and that's it. Do not run yourself down. Oh, no one would want me because I'm a single parent / a special needs kids parent. I'm fat, I'm old, whatever. If you're a good person, you're responsible and loving. You're a stock that trades high. Never forget it. Bonus points if you have all your hair and teeth. Beware of people who lead with self-pity. Is it always someone else's fault? Do they see themselves as a poor sausage? And worse, do they want you to see yourself that way too? Do they flatter you by running other people down around you? Oh, your parents don't understand you, they suck. She's out to get you. He wants your job. Wingnuts isolate their victims. Only you understand me. Wingnuts idolize and devalue you. Why? It's easier to manipulate you that way. The self-pity is real. You, however, are just of use. Beware of love bombers. If it seems too good to be true, then it probably is. Take it slow. Crazy will reveal itself. Anyone who moves too fast or loves you before they have a good long time to get to know you, that's a red flag. Pay attention to how much they really know about you. And are they truly paying attention to your quirks and interests, or are they feigning it with vague, over-the-top praise? Do you feel like your best self with them, like you do a friend who loves you, warts and all? Or do you feel like you're living a fantasy? Keep it real, chumps, and don't be in a rush. Let enough time elapse to let their character show. And do not be afraid to dump someone. If someone is pressuring you for a permanent commitment too soon, marriage moving in with you, or on the other side is vague, non-committal about exclusivity after many months or years together, dump. If you have deal breakers, abide by them. Don't be afraid to next someone, because I can promise you there is always a next. There are many, many people out there. You can afford to be choosy. Don't panic if you meet a lot of sucky people or decent, not quite a good fit folk. You'll learn from them and may enjoy something light and casual. Not everyone is life partner material, assuming you even want that. Be careful out there, chumps. A good heart is a terrible thing to waste on a fuckwit. In case she tries to weasel her way back into a soft place, to land if her current boyfriend dumps her, block her on everything. She's trash. And they write another link, chumplady.com/real-remorse-or-genuine-imitation-naugahide, NAUGAHYDE-remorse. Again, I'll try and put all these links in the description. Tricky stuff. Someone else left a comment saying, I'm really sorry you're going through this. This is a really tough one when it comes to your significant other having friends of the opposite sex, or sometimes even the same sex if they're interested in your partner. I can totally understand from your experience not wanting to have to deal with that in the future. I encourage you to be kind to yourself and give yourself time to heal. You are not just grieving your relationship with her, but really the loss of her child as well. That sucks, and again, I'm sorry that you're going through that, and internet hugs. Honestly, I could see her attempting to crawl back to you when her current shit show implodes, because it will, and playing on your emotions regarding the kid in an attempt to rope you back in. Stay strong because you really deserve love and deserve better. Besides feeling bad for you, I feel bad for the kid as well. The kid deserves better too. The final comment for today reads, I'm not sure how welcome alternative viewpoints are in this sub. I'm going to try and give mine, nonetheless, as gently as possible. You sound like you may have been a difficult partner, encouraging her to go out and make friends, but showing mistrust every time she spent what you considered too much time with said friends. It's unhealthy to give her partner a 9 PM curfew. Friend. She would ask you if you wanted to join meetups you were uncomfortable with her having, and you would decline, but still give her a hard time. When she went on a trip, you would check in with her every couple hours based on nothing but a bad feeling you had, with no apparent trigger. She made a good friend, something you wanted her to do, but you showed no inclination to become friends with her friend, i.e. cooking with her parents when you could have been chatting with them, but still got upset when they got close. I'm sorry, but none of this equals cheating, and her ending up with him 4 months after she broke up with you for the constant suspicion you had her living under is not confirmation of infidelity. Sorry you're having a hard time, I genuinely am, but this is not what you're making it. OP replied, saying, these thoughts have run across my mind as well, and while I've not been the best, undoubtedly she perpetrated much of what could have been avoidable. I might have left out some details, but wearing his clothes, talking about him constantly, their frequent inappropriate texting and gift exchanges are inexcusable. I would ask her who gave her these things, and she would simply reply, a friend. Now, I don't know about you, but being vague and hiding things is an indication that your partner, at least subconsciously, is trying to hide something. I know this since I had a female friend, and in the past have had friends where these exchanges could only mean attraction. Fortunately, I don't do these things, and their partners love and accept me. And besides, I know I can't really broadcast myself in a literary form, but all my friends mention something must be up because what she is doing no reasonable partner would put them through, especially after they mentioned that they're uncomfortable with the exchanges going on. I told her my concerns and she essentially blew them off, downplayed them, and besides, they're dating now, so friends. Yeah, no. Edit. Side note, she scheduled Valentine's Day with me and her friend to be at the same place and time. She walked off with him while I held front row seats at a concert. Just to give you some perspective as to her mindset and me blindly trusting her. She prioritized him and hid things from me. If she was just a friend with him, she'd want us to be together, or at least address my concerns with empathy rather than callous withdrawal and attitude. Someone replied saying, your final line was kind of my point. They're dating now 4 months later. That's actually a very reasonable time frame for close friends to start dating after a breakup. You and your partner are very clearly different people, with very different life experiences. Nothing you have said about her actually raises a red flag for me. Her hiding a heart emoji from you tells me more about you and your controlling tendencies than it tells me about her. Heart emojis are actually very normal among friendship groups in your age. You maintain a bigger wall than that, that's fine too. That does not mean that she did anything wrong, you just didn't like it. And that speaks to incompatibility, not infidelity. She told you from the beginning there was nothing to worry about, and multiple times offered you chances to relieve your own worries, which you chose to reject those chances and worry anyways, and worry at her besides. That is more than sufficient reason for her to leave you, and again, her being with him 4 months post-breakup is not an indicator of infidelity. If anything, it's the opposite. OP replied saying, she told me she needed time alone to work on herself, and her friend just being there, orbiting isn't a coincidence. He packed her things for her, got her stockings, exchanged sexual toy preference. She got into a relationship with someone 6 years her junior and sent pictures of herself to him without sending me a single one of her new outfit. She sought validation from him and complained about our relationship issues to him. If this isn't any indication that she was emotionally cheating, or at least monkey branching, then my 30 years on this earth must have warped my perspective. She put down her phone every time she texted him, and would go to the bathroom for 15 minutes while she left me alone with her son, texting on the phone to the guy. I may have not been correct in the way I handled things, but my boundaries were clear, and she didn't give a shit after all we'd been through. Regardless, any further relationship moving forward, I won't be so blind. In addition, she stated she wasn't into him and liked masculine men, which he's not. That was either ignorance or a lie. The commenter replied saying, oh, thank you for reminding me what was actually bothering me. Actually, is the child her son, or did you take him on as your own? You say babysitting and talk about her leaving you alone with him for extended periods of time in a negative way. Were you a father figure to the child as you claiming as you claimed to be. Seeking validation and complaining to a friend when she had things to complain about and you were not listening is not cheating. Talking about sex toy preference with a friend who uses the same type of toy isn't cheating. Getting an opinion on an outfit isn't cheating. The age difference isn't cheating. I'm not sure why that's even part of this conversation. If she was monkey branching, it would not have taken her 4 months to start dating him. Your 30 years on this earth may have warped your perspective. I hope that in your relationships moving forward, you will not tell your partner everything is fine while still keeping a chokehold on them. Fair comment at the end. I think the commenter here is probably giving OP a bit of a hard time. Not necessarily unjustifiably, but yeah, it's a tricky one. I think the comments overall really nail it. That last one, really interrogating OP and sort of playing devil's advocate in a way, was an interesting perspective, I think. So, what do you think OP should do? What would you do in OP's shoes? Let me know in the comments. If you made it this far in the video and you haven't liked and subscribed, I'm sure those buttons are feeling quite lonely already. We will have to finish that for today. Thank you very much for listening, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.